And good afternoon, Miss Heather Falconer, all the way over in New York. Welcome to Pod.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
That's all right, no problem. And I remember Heather from Spindle magazine, and now you are creative director over there, looking after lots of different brands.
I am. So I moved over from London to New York in 2016, which has absolutely flown by. I don't know where time has gone. I really fell in love with New York as a place, as much as I love London. When I was traveling over to New York, the energy was really encapsulating. And I was lucky enough to work on a project with the British consulate in, I believe it was January 2016. And I was here for a month. And after being here for a month, I kind of was back in London and decided to figure it out and move here.
Yeah, goodness. Did you know lots of people there, or did you go to New York kind of just on a whim?
Yes and no. I didn't know many people. Through Spindle magazine, that introduced me to lots of people.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what it's like being a journalist, and kind of it's almost a ticket to be invited to lots of things. In 2016, that's when I first started traveling over quite regularly. So I think I was back and forth about 3 to 4 times a year, for 2014. And I started to meet people, fashion week events, like different music shows and things.
Yeah.
And then as I'd go back, I kind of started to build a friendship group like from there. And actually, one of my kind of core groups of friends here has actually been from the British consulate.
Brilliant.
So one of my very dear friends, Rich Powell, I met him in, I think it was 2015, and he's introduced me to wonderful people and gave me some really great advice, which I think one of which was just be open, go to everything, which I kind of took too literally.
Oh, come on, we love a party. Well, I know when I met you over there, we knew how to party.
That was my absolutely fabulous moment.
Yes, what happens in Soho House stays there. Oh wow! So very composed. So how is it being a Brit in New York? Is it, have you kind of, you've got your seasons, you've got your kind of same parties? Is it the same
in terms of? In terms of, say, starting off with seasons, and in terms of the fashion side, there's definitely seasons here. And I've never seen so much snow before, I think, and just kind of like continuously in the winter, and then in the summer, as soon as it's warm, it's hot. In terms of I think really appreciating the summer and really appreciating the winter months, that's really great. And then obviously in terms of the wardrobe side of it, I felt like I think my London wardrobe was very flatlined, I guess, like in comparison. Like I've done a clear out the past couple of weeks, and I had so many raincoats. And kind of like thin layered like raincoats.
Yeah.
And whereas here it's more a big winter coat like you need like in the winter, and then your clothes in the summertime.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look pretty edgy now. Are you kind of, have you found like different designers? Have you found that you're dressing differently?
I feel like I'm probably, I think when I was in London, I was experimenting with styles a lot. I think in terms of designers, I've become say more accustomed, but I guess more accustomed to like vintage, which I loved in London already. But kind of going for vintage and also custom.
Right.
So having pieces like made and working with designers who are there is that basic need for clothes.
Yeah.
But in terms of I mean, just from previous styling days, I had cases and cases, and you know what it's like. It's, do we really need all of that? And what's the impact of that? And what does that say about ourselves as well? Like, if we kind of strip everything back and we have some really great quality pieces which we can come back to every season and maybe customize in a way, or look into our parents, our aunts, our uncles, our grandparents, and what do they have in their wardrobes that we can recreate in some way, because there's also that personal story and like the nostalgic emotions around it as well.
Yeah, anything that's personalized, you know, you just kind of like, and then nobody else can have the same, or it's unique and it's just something that everybody, it's always going to be a talking point. You know? Yeah. I mean, I've got my necklace, I kind of wear it every day, and it's by a lovely Irish designer called Chupi, and it's just got Sar, it's got my star sign, and then just Sar on the back. So I just love it. But yeah, investment, I think it's fabulous. Yeah. So have you found any good places to go shopping then?
Good places to go shopping.
I remember there used to be some amazing kind of flea markets and stuff.
There's some great vintage stores. Williamsburg, Bushwick, Chelsea. There's a lot of really great places in Chelsea. It's interesting times at the moment in terms of, I mean, retail. Neiman Marcus has filed for bankruptcy, so that will be interesting to see how they kind of come back from that, and like how the face of retail changes. Also, Bergdorf Goodman's is under the Neiman Marcus kind of flagship, umbrella. So I think like that will be interesting. But I think, I mean, in terms of like vintage, there's some really, really great places around Soho area. And there's also designers like the Tailory, like Dara Lamb, there's Cad and the Dandy, Huntsman, who are all around kind of from the Tailory are in Flatiron, the others are all around West 57th Street area, and they're all custom clothiers. And so it's there's a huge market for it already, creating bespoke clothing, or bespoke isn't kind of as coined a term over here, it's more custom. But I think there's that like creating a shirt or creating a skirt, and it might be you find the cloth, or taking something in which your mother wore previously and having it made in some way.
Like the dream, kind of being your own designer, but not having to sew, saying, I want that and that.
And having something made which which fits your body in a certain way. I think, and like the art behind that as well. I think one thing that I've really learned over the past couple of years is it's like a visual artist making painting a painting. It's like having that person like make something especially for your body being the canvas in that sense.
I like the sound of that. I've got a few ideas.
Thinkers, of scientists, visual artists, physicists, philosophers, and last year we did a series of events at the Ace Hotel, and just creating like ideas and different almost offering ideas to people and knowledge sharing to an extent.
Yeah, like a workshop.
Yeah. So British brand side have brought together Ben Sherman with Gladstone and the Costume Designers Guild, which is really incredible. Gladstone supplies cloth, some of their shirting fabric cloth, and the Costume Designers Guild, who are based in LA, their costume designers have been making masks. So it's kind of like they're usually designing for the film stars, and now they're designing for like the real heroes, the ones that they put up money for the first 50,000 masks that were made, and they used their FedEx account, which was incredible. We heard yesterday that there has been 23,000 masks made and shipped across America, I like to say. So that was pretty cool to see that happening.
Where's your halo? Oh, that's fabulous. And have you managed to travel, since you've lived there officially, have you managed to travel around much of the rest of America?
Traveling around, I have. So I've been to Miami for Art Basel, which is great.
Yeah.
Miami, upstate, I absolutely love. So the Hudson Valley is it's incredible how close to New York it is, but just the being in nature, like
Have they got the lakes?
Yes, the Finger Lakes.
Yeah.
There's like Hudson Valley, there's like Hudson, Catskill, so many beautiful like other little towns. Like I stayed in a place called Leeds the end of last year, and it's close, that's not too far from Hudson, and there's the Thomas Cole site there. I knew there's a bridge which is, I'm trying to think what the bridge is called. I think it's called the Rip Van Winkle Bridge, and it's just stunning. You can walk from the Thomas Cole Historic Site to the, I think Olana, it's Olana State, which looks like a castle, and you're just walking across this bridge, and there's just a lake or a river with trees and
sounds
like the colours of so that was kind of,
it sounds quite Disney film.
Into yoga through Soho House or Shoreditch House. It was kind of part of their member perks. I'm trying to think what it's called, the challenge. It's in a way it's easier to keep going, because then like when you stop, sometimes like you're left with like all of this stuff, and it's like, no, just quiet the mind and just
you're taking responsibility as well, to kind of tell yourself to slow down and just digest things. Oh my god, I said really Welshy then. Wales.
And she was saying that it's the experience and kind of being there. When she was saying that, it really made me think of, I mean, especially like London days, there's just, coming back to that idea of community, it's not just about seeing the clothes, it's the models, it's the people who are there, it's like, it is, and it's the whole spectacle.
What colour star have you got on your ticket? Like if you know the PR and they like march you through, and and then you want to sit there and you're waving to other people on the other side.
Like all of that. It's like going to a music concert or and I think that's like that idea of it can be pushed online. I think that kind of needs to be that way of thinking needs to be changed to more like it's its own identity, like going to a gig or like going to a museum, an exhibition opening.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
It is that,
yeah.
being, in like the presence of it.
Yeah, and in the
Um,
present.
yeah,
You know, just
yeah.
once, boom. Yeah, yeah.
What's
Interesting times. I mean, it might just be for this season, and then who knows what'll happen after that. Who
I
knows?
think, yeah, I mean, it's interesting, and it also, I think a lot will depend on, I guess, like the buyers as well.
Yeah,
And I think that was, in a way, kind of slowly decreasing as it is. So I guess there's, like, do we need the all of the seasons? Can there
well,
be
yeah.
just more gender neutral? It's more seasonless, and
Mhm.
here are the select styles, and then people can order them as they like see fit, and it be more direct to customer.
Yeah, which will
I
be
think,
less wastage, which is a good thing.
yeah,
Kind of buy to order.
I
Mm.
think what is sad about it all, and especially for London, because this is what London fashion is brilliant at, especially the newer designers, is fashion as an art form, and the communication side of fashion. So the like the Pam Hogs, and like the
Oh
Catherine
yeah,
Hahn, and like the Liam Hodges, and like
yeah, Matty Boven, all of those.
like the real
You know, like Daniel Lismore walking around. Yeah,
like this.
who's going to have to send them over? Yeah. Wow, it's just so weird. So you're looking forward to coming back to the UK? Do you think you will, just for a visit anytime soon?
I will for a visit. Yes, yeah, I definitely will for a visit. And yeah, I miss friends, family,
Yeah.
and you know, coming back and seeing everyone. And
Oh, well, it obviously suits you there. Yeah.
yeah, I'm loving it.
Even if it is lockdown.
Even if it,
Yeah.
it's, yeah.